He don't know I really read books. He don't know nothing about these books.
It started in a minute. Get started in a minute. What up, OTK? I'm trying to download something real quick. It's hot as hell up here, man. I don't know about y'all down there in the Carolinas, but boy, it's like 100 degrees up here, bro. It probably the same down there. All weekend, like 100 degrees every day. 100 degrees. Shit. I was trying to hold off putting the AC in the window. I'm like, nah, I can't go another day without the AC in. I had to pop the AC in, man. It's way too hot. That fan ain't gonna do it. I had to put the AC in today. All right, let me see. Feel good though. I like it. You know what I mean? Because in like 6 months, where's my headphones at? Put these headphones in. Azim Shabazz. What up, Shabazz? We're gonna go into the let me see. Plug this in. I'm gonna finish up that video I started. I'm gonna finish that up. El Nino season. Oh yeah, them hurricanes is coming, right? They're gonna be swooping right through that Caribbean. That's for sure. Where's this track at? Hover track. Yeah, it's definitely hurricane season. 4th of July weekend. 4th of July. Damn, OTK, you got to do a 4th of July stream, bro. Do a history of the 4th of July. 250 years. They say it's America's 250th birthday. All right, here we go. This is the track I wanted to play. It's loading. I told you I would go up there during this time of year. Okay, yeah, so it's hot down there. It's probably 100 degrees down there too. Let me play this real quick, man. Get this ready. We're gonna do the Golden Age of Piracy Part 2. I think there's about 20 minutes left in the video, 25 minutes left in the video. But first, I'm gonna start off with this source about the first map of Massachusetts. Actually, it's like 3 pages, real short. But I'm looking at it, and I'm just, it's something when you look at a map of your state. When you just seeing what the names were called, how they were spelling it, how they drew it up. You know what I mean? So I wanna read this real quick. I'm glad you're here though, bro, because the first part of the video, I'm like, dang, OTK, this is perfect, because they brought up Charleston and Boston in like the same sentence, and I ain't never really hear no shared history until the video. So let me see. Let me get the source up. Damn, I gotta turn that AC back on. Oh, here it is right here. So check this out. So frankly, I seen this source maybe a year ago, but I didn't really read it thoroughly. So I'm gonna be thorough with it right now. How many pages? 6, 5 or 6. So this is what they say is the first map of Massachusetts right here. But it's oriented with west at the top. So actually, how can let me blow it up. Like this. And then I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. So in the top right, it says a map of New England. And It's interesting. It's calling it New England because it is New England, but it's such a. It's like half of New England, right? So it's west is at the top, which means that the bottom is east. So it's basically like if you took the way you would think you would see it and turned it to the right, like if you rotated it 90 degrees to the right. So the most, let me see. Yo, what up? Mic check. Damn, I gotta turn that AC. Turn that AC. Mic check. Oh man. Mic check, OTK. And I need to repost this live. I seen a Zoom.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check
Yo.
1 2. You can hear me?
Yep. I hear you.
Okay. Bet. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm glad you're here. So let's see if I could teach you something, but I'm gonna learn at the same time. So OTK, when you look at this map, I know
You definitely can teach me something, bro. I'm always down to learn. I ain't never been one of them ones that didn't want to learn, bro.
bet. Okay, so I know about this because I live here, but this map is from 1677, if I'm not mistaken. It says up here, we could zoom in and blow this up. You want to read
New
that,
England,
OTK?
correct? It's New England, correct?
Yeah, you want to read that? Can you see that?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me fast forward it on my goddamn TV. Damn, why is my TV behind? I can see it big on the TV than on my phone. Hold on. Yeah, I definitely can read it. Okay. Hold on. You got somebody on the screen right now? Hold on. Okay. They say New England being the first that ever was here. Is that cut
Yeah, cut.
and done by the best pattern that could be had, which being in some places defective, it made the other less exact.
Yes.
But it's yet doth is sufficiently shoe the situation or flew the situation, or sometimes these letters that look like F's are S's sometimes, depending on where they at. But this is definitely an S because it don't have the line in between. So
That's
yet
right.
doth it sufficiently shoe the I guess that's citation
Situation.
of the count of the country, and covenantly well the defiance of places. So all right, hold on, let me read this again. Being the first that ever was hair cut and done by the best pattern that could be had, which being in some places defective, it made the other less exact. Yet both is sufficiently shoe the situation. I mean, not situation, the citation, the side, or it could be situation. I think that's situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. The shoe the situation of the country and conveniently well with defiance, with distance of places. So we see the S right in front of the T. So that would be distance.
Yep.
Distant of places. The figures that are joined with the names of places are distinguished, such as been Upholded by the Indians from others.
Okay, what does that mean? The figures that are joined with the names of places are to distinguish such as have been assaulted by the Indians from others. Okay.
Assaulted by the
Assaulted.
Indians from others.
Is that assaulted though? Because that looked different than the
Yeah,
other ones.
that would be assaulted.
Let me see if assaulted is even a word. Hold on. No, it's not a word. So it got to be assaulted.
Right. Those are two F's without the line, and so it got to be assaulted by the Indians from others.
And then they give a scale.
This is how
Okay.
you know we taught them American English, bro.
Yeah,
We
because
taught
that's
them how to use their sounds, how to use letters and consonants and stuff like that. This is what this is showing right now, bro. Big facts.
okay. So I'm a real quick. I don't know if you
Man,
heard
you
me,
made
but
me get up, boy. I was relaxing, but you made me get up so I can read this shit. Fuck. All right. I got a
let's do
couple of
it.
hours. Fuck it. I got a couple of hours. Fuck it. I ain't doing
Yeah.
this shit.
So you
I'm
see that?
mad. I didn't go on the cruise. I stayed. I stayed at the crib this year for the cruise. I didn't go.
Mm,
Everybody else went for the 4th of July cruise in my family, so I stayed behind, man. Got some catching up to do with work. So, all right, let's go.
yeah.
Fuck it. I'm up now.
This is the modern look of basically New England, at least a portion of it that corresponds with the old map that we're gonna look at. So I just want you to have in your mind what the perimeter or outline of the state looks like, because when I switch over to the old map, it's oriented with west at the top, so it's gonna look different. All right, but one of the things that you could clearly see about Massachusetts is that hook. We call it the Cape, and that's where Cape Cod is. So you'll be able to recognize that even though the other map is flipped. Sound good? All right. So this is the modern, or as OTK would say, the modern, and this is from the source. So as you can see, the hook or the cape, what we call it, is down here on the bottom left. You see that, OTK? You with me? I'll give you a second. Take your time, bro. Take your time. I ain't in no rush. Because I want to also kind of teach you where the different ethnic groups are in this part of the world. I could break down uh, the demographic of like the Cape, the South Coast area, Rhode Island. Uh, I see a little bit of Connecticut in here, and also that river. I got to see what the name of that river is. It might be called the Connecticut River. I got to see what the name of that river is. And I'm seeing another river that's running through the North Shore area, but I don't really recognize that as being like a popular river that runs through the North Shore. So I got to see what that is as well.
Yeah, because they probably done cut it off to build roadways.
Okay. So yeah,
That's
I
what a
gotta.
dam is for, bro. That was the creation of dams. They started building dams to cut water off going to certain areas so they can redirect water.
Let's look at these Indians, because I see some Indians here.
A bunch of
On
them.
so look,
Narragansett.
we
You
got some
got the
Indians.
Nantucket,
This got to be
Narragansett.
Indians.
You got a bunch of names that you don't even know that's out there in Boston.
So I think these are Indians right here. I can't really tell, but I think they are. And this would correspond with like the Essex region up by, actually this is going toward Maine. So this is like through New Hampshire and Maine over here. So they
Shout
drew
out to the
some.
sitcom Hightown, man. You watch that sitcom, that series Hightown?
No, what's that?
It's filmed in your area in Boston, bro. It's about the Cape.
Nah, I ain't
Look it
never
up. It's
heard.
called Hightown, bro. It's real good. It's a real series. I watch all the seasons. I ain't lying to you.
Oh, on
I got a
Stars.
bunch of
Okay.
Dominicans in y'all area, huh?
Yeah, you're right. It is Cape Cod. Yeah, we got Dominicans. That's yeah, they in yeah, they here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came on a passage, on a rite of passage to Cape to Boston.
Okay.
Oh, you know that. See, bro, I take study your your state.
So the Indian names I see Narragansett down here. This is Rhode Island.
That's what I
Uh,
told you, Narragansett. The
I see.
Narragansett, the Wampanoag, the Powhatans, all of them in that same area per se, like Virginia, Boston, and all of that, man. Like the area was vast back then. They try to label these people into being in the small areas, but they wasn't. They was traveling, they was intermixing with each other before any colonizer came over here, bro.
We got Seekonk. I know that's a an Indian name. Seekonk.
Mm.
Pocasset. I know that's Indian. Pocasset.
Yeah.
We
Got the
got
Pequots. You got the Pequots up in that area. You
yeah.
got your boy, what's your boy? The reason why I say the Wampanoag, because you got your boy, uh,
King
uh,
Philip.
King Philip. Yeah,
That the article is going to talk about that. We're going to read about it.
yeah. But see, you got to talk about King Philip dad first, and the first person that
You know
came off
what?
that
Let's do it,
ship
man. Let's
in the
do it.
sixteen
No, no,
hundreds.
no, no. We're going to do it right now. It talks about it right off the rip, OTK. So,
Right.
let
That was one of the
you want to
first
read this?
treaties ever.
Let me
Yeah,
take
that's
us off
considered
the
like one
screen.
of the first treaties ever. These are your people like what's the boy's name, man? All of these so-called famous pilgrims that was coming, John Smith and all of these boys here was coming across here. These are the people uh that encompass these American Indians who was taught. See, these not Anglo-Saxons now. They're not claiming these people in 1619, they're not claiming Anglo-Saxon, bro. Your Anglo-Saxon people are different. They
Mm-hmm.
the ones that accomplished the Powhatans. They had Jamestown. See, Jamestown was already established before 1619.
Mm-hmm.
But these Anglo-Saxons was lazy. They wanted the Indians to give them everything. That shit turned bad. But the 1619 people were supposed to go to Jamestown. They never made it. It was so cold to where they had to stop right there in Boston. That's how the Cape in Boston, Plymouth Rock. That's where the whole Plymouth Rock story come from. They sat on that boat for months, bro, before they can even come on land.
Yeah, Plymouth
And
right
by the
here.
time they came on land, uh, I say 3% of the people who traveled died. By the time they came off that boat, bro, they already had a government. Like they appointed a person as the head speaker, and like they already had like a government type structure before they left off the Mayflower. Before they left off the Mayflower, bro. But go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. This says the present state of New England being a narrative of the troubles with the Indians in New England, from the first planting thereof in the year 1607 to this present year of 1677, but chiefly of the late troubles in the in the two last years, 1675 and 1676, to which is added a discourse about the war with the Pequot in the year 1637. William Hubbard, London, 1677.
A lot of people don't know about the Pequots. Shout out to the Pequots.
In its Boston printing of the same year, the map of New England in this work by John Foster was the first to have been engraved and printed in North America. However, it is for all practical purposes unobtainable, as only a few copies of this American edition are known. This London edition is itself very rare. Chronicled in this book and dramatically illustrated by the map is King Philip's War, the very bloody Indian uprising of 1675 to 76. This still relatively little known but momentous chapter in New England history resulted in hundreds of deaths on both sides, as well as in the destruction of 12 entire New England villages and
Mm-hmm.
damage to numerous others. King
Facts.
Philip, chief of the Rhode Island tribe, the Wampanoags, was the son of Massasoit, the great benefactor of the earliest English colonists. The map, which indicates by numbers keyed to the text the sites of destruction and massacres, conveys how widespread the Indian rebellion was. Hold on, is there a key?
Damn. I feel bad right now
Oh,
because
there is.
I can't remember King Philip real Indian name.
Metacom.
Tuscoma. Metacom.
Yeah, Metacom.
Right. Right. So his daddy granted the pilgrims that land, and shout out to Squanto. Squanto showed them how to grow things. Squanto was also a captive, so he been done in a captive over there in Europe and in Africa, and he ended up making his way back here. So he knew their languages and shit like that. He knew how they had spoke. So Squanto actually showed them how to grow things. Uh, you know, you got Squanto, and then you got I know I hate to say this name because people don't believe in this shit, but Pocahontas
Mm-hmm.
later became Pocahontas. She was buried in England. She actually moved to England with her husband. They didn't move, but they went to visit. But she got sick and she died there, and they have a memorial for her in England.
Okay.
Big
Yeah,
facts.
I think I heard
So
that. Yeah.
yeah, so this is that. This is what they're explaining right now. So with Metacom, this is also the first time where you see American Indian slavery at the beginning, at its best, because he Metacom was like, "Yo, I'd rather die before I become a slave." But when he saw his peoples them getting killed and stuff like that, he said, "You know what? Let's just surrender and hope that we won't get put into slavery." So when he surrendered, they sent all they ass to Barbados. This is the beginning of Barbados.
Mm.
All right, let me stop. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, no. It's
Maybe
all
you
good.
need to read it. Maybe y'all need to read it from the white person and not hear it from somebody who looked like y'all. Maybe y'all need to hear it from the white person, and you know what I mean. Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm just hold on 1 second. All right, where was I at? Man, where was I at?
You
Okay.
talking about yeah, you was talking about the Pequot Wars, your boy Metacom.
Mm-hmm. Right here.
Mhm.
So King Philip, chief of the Rhode Island tribe, the Wampanoags, was the son of Massasoit, the great benefactor of the earliest English colonists. The map, which indicates by numbers keyed to the text the sites of destruction and massacres, conveys how widespread the Indian rebellion was. So I did check it out, and I do see, like it says 42, 47, 50, 55, 50. So I do see that it is keyed. I want to see how deep into the state they got with, okay. Yeah, they got up in there. They got
Yeah, they
basically,
got Jamestown to Jamestown.
yeah, but in this part they got past the Connecticut River into Hartford and
Well,
whatnot. They was
don't the
back there
Connecticut
having
River
war.
tie into the Jamestown?
Nah, the Connecticut River run up through the state of Connecticut and go up through Massachusetts north.
They just go north. It don't branch off. No tributaries that branch off.
It can't go south because the south of Connecticut is water, and
No,
below
not
that is
south. I'm talking about west, inland, farther inland. You see all these tributaries off these rivers? You
yeah.
see all these branches? Those are tributaries off the rivers. You see at the very top right how one river connects with the other
Hold on, we got
from a
this.
lake or what we would call a lake. You see what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
This is their way of traveling inland. This is the only way they can travel inland. And it was the Anglo-Saxons that traveled inland first, that started Jamestown. Remember now, by 1619, wasn't Jamestown already established?
You talking about Virginia? We say Jamestown.
Yeah. Listen, at this time, there's no Boston, there's no Virginia, there's no none of that. They just looking at rivers and what connects with each other and how to get inland.
Let's see,
So
no,
they was
no,
coming
that's
through
not true.
Boston. Huh,
No.
go
Oh,
ahead.
you know what? Never
Go.
mind. You might be right. No. You're right. You're right. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's how they was coming in. So remember now, your 1619 people was supposed to go to Jamestown, but they didn't make it because it was so cold. So they stopped in Boston. That's why that's so significant, because these are supposed
Okay.
to be pilgrims, Puritans, uh, uh, different than the Anglo-Saxons. You
Okay.
understand what I'm saying? They got different ideological beliefs as far as
Okay.
like the Bible and stuff like that than the Anglo-Saxons.
Hmm.
Your
Okay.
Anglo-Saxons, they will call them Vikings back in the day.
Yeah. So this
Go ahead.
damn. What's that? It's crazy. I should know because this is the Connecticut River, and then of course you got the Long Island Sound beneath Connecticut. So it run up through Hartford, past Springfield, and goes even into Vermont and New Hampshire. It keeps on going all the way up. It's
It goes all the way up
still
to the
going.
Niagara Falls, bro.
It go into Canada.
Yes, to the Niagara Falls. See, once you dip out of the United States, out of New York into Canada, you're dealing with the Niagara Falls type shit.
So I'm looking at this, and you know what?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm
Mm-hmm.
seeing is the way they split the state of New Hampshire and Vermont is by this river.
There you
Cause,
go.
this river
There
is
you
still
go.
under this line right here. It's still under there. I see it.
Boundary lines, bro. Exactly. That's their way of travel.
Yeah. What up, Darvis? Um,
You know what I mean? That's their way of travel. Big facts.
okay, let's go back to the reading. So King
Okay.
Philip, chief of the Rhode Island tribe, the Wampanoags, was the son of Massasoit, the great benefactor of the earliest English colonists. The map, which indicates by numbers, keyed to the text the sites of destruction and massacres, conveys how widespread the Indian rebellion was. The attacked areas extended from just west of the Connecticut River which runs across the top of the west-oriented map to well into southern Maine. Okay, so go all the way up into southern Maine. Hubbard's account of this truly horrifying episode has, as Church noted, always been regarded as authoritative by historians. Church, which is the name of this guy, also observes that Hubbard was distinguished in an age and country of bigots for his liberality, moderation, and piety. Hubbard, who was a minister in Ipswich, that's like the northeastern part of Massachusetts, was a member of the first class to graduate from Harvard College. In 1688, he was acting president of Harvard. All right. Although somewhat crude in appearance, the map has a number of important and relatively advanced features. It is among the earliest maps to position and delineate Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket with relative accuracy. In this respect and others, the map is a significant improvement over earlier Dutch maps and shows for the first time the true geographical relationship between the Connecticut and Merrimack rivers and Lake Winnipesaukee. The boundaries, the two vertical lines, of the Massachusetts Bay Colony, as observed by William Reed in 1665 and specified in the colony's charter in 1628, are shown. While most commentators agree that both the Boston and London editions of the map were printed from different wood blocks, it is very much in question as to where the wood block for the London edition was cut and by whom. Some argue that the printer of the Boston edition, John Foster, also engraved the wood block for the London edition. Others contend that the London edition was the work of a London engraver who copied a printed version of the map. If the former is true, then one could say that even this London edition of the map was the first map to be engraved in North America. The London edition of the map is often referred to as the Wine Hills map because the White Mountains are so misnamed on it. They are called the White Hills on the American edition. Okay, so this is the only mountains that we
Would be
have.
Appalachians today, correct?
Yes, the Appalachians, they run up toward
That
us.
would be the
Yeah, that's right.
Appalachians Mountains. Right.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah. So let me see. I'll go back to this one. The White Mountains are like over here on the western side of the state. And they're like
Mm-hmm.
pretty much the only real mountains that we have in Massachusetts. We don't really have
Mm-hmm.
mountains. Only in the western side. When you go to Western Mass, bro, it's just straight up nature. It's basically
Right.
like the country of the Northeast.
Right.
Um, so
That's crazy how they get rid of the Appalachian Mountains, right? And building, correct? That's crazy as hell, dog. The Appalachian Mountains like gone. They got parts of it, but it's like gone.
mm, yeah, that run up all the way from like down in the Virginias up here.
And that some bitch run from the Gulf of Mexico all the way up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Originally, it ran from the Gulf of Mexico all the way up.
So we're gonna have to
What we
go
call
into
the
this.
Gulf of Mexico today. Yeah,
This
all the
is
way up, bro.
so this is the book that the map comes from, a narrative of the troubles with the Indians. So that'll have all the details about King Philip and all the wars in this book. And I know they got a free version because I've seen it. This map was made to accompany William Hubbard's narrative of the troubles with the Indians in New England, which was first published in Boston by John Foster, the pioneer printer, in the spring of 1677. The author, William Hubbard, an eminent scholar, historian, and divine, was born in Tendring County, Essex, England, in 1621, came to New England with his father when 14 years old, graduated from Harvard University in the class of 1642, studied theology, and became the minister of the church at Ipswich, where he resided, except for short intervals, until he died in 1704 at the age of 83. In 1688, he had been appointed by Sir Edmund Andros to act as president of Harvard College in the absence of increased Mather. Okay, let's just talking about this guy. I'm gonna skip down a little bit. The manuscript of his first narrative of the troubles with the Indians received the sanction of the General Court of Massachusetts on March 29th, 1677, and was licensed in London on the 27th of June following. It is probable that Hubbard went to England in May 1677 carrying a copy of the work with him, and that the London or second edition entitled The Present State of New England, which is much more accurate than the first or Boston edition, was published under his supervision. The woodcut map appeared only in these two editions. At many points, it resembles a manuscript map of New England by John Seller that is now in the Harvard College Library. The Boston edition of the map, known as the Wine Hills map, from the mistake in the name given to the White Mountains, is somewhat smaller than the London or White Hills map. So I should have said this. This source that I pull from, it's just all about maps. It just talks about maps, maps, maps. So we're getting all the details about the maps.
And we love topography and we love the cartographers. We love that.
The purpose of the map is to illustrate the narrative of the Indian Wars. So we got to go into the book and look at the numbers and how they correspond.
I got the Indian War 1892 to 1886. That was one of the first books I showed to you, American Indian Wars.
Yeah.
Because that also shows you individual agreements and treaties that these people was dealing with these American Indian chieftains before the government came about. These are individual treaties that they're making, just like King Philip Metacom. His daddy and one of the first pilgrims that came off of that ship, Ross. I think his name was Ross. I don't know why Ross in my head, but Roth or whatever. They made a treaty. It was like one of the first things called a treaty. The American Indians gave them that land because they said that the land was bad lands. It carried disease and stuff. So they gave it to these people and told them, yo, if y'all can do what y'all want to do, y'all can have this land. And when they started on that land, man, it's a lot. Let me stop. Go ahead, bro.
All right. Mount Hope, the present Bristol, Rhode Island, was the home of King Philip, the chief of the Wampanoags. So he's from Bristol or Mount Hope or whatever he would have called it. I don't know.
Right.
A tablet has been placed there with the following inscription, and I've seen this. In the Miri Swamp, 166 feet west-southwest from the spring, according to tradition, King Philip fell August 12, 1676. OS. Indian massacres occurred at Pemaquid, Groton, and Haverhill, the home of Hannah Dustan during King William's War, 1690 to 1697, and at Deerfield and Haverhill during Queen Anne's War, 1702 to 1714. North of 17, the modern Worcester, is Wachusett Hill, the present Wachusett Mountain. Squahig, the northernmost settlement on the Connecticut River, is now known as Northfield. The perpendicular black lines mark the northern and southern boundaries of Massachusetts Bay Colony, according to the Charter of 1629. The northern boundary was defined as a line from the Atlantic to the South Sea, 3 English miles to the northward of the said river called Monomoc, alias Merrimack, or to the northward of the any and every part thereof. The line, as drawn, places the New Hampshire towns and some of the main towns within the jurisdiction of Massachusetts Bay Colony. 2 years after the date of this map, New Hampshire was formally separated from Massachusetts Bay and made a royal colony. So yeah, they called Massachusetts the Bay State. Um, the
Big
southern,
facts. That's first
yeah,
point of contact. This first point of contact, bro.
mm,
That's why y'all got a lot of history, more than a lot of people in America, in this part in North America, because you one of the first contact states.
yeah, we gotta learn more about
Well, colonies, you one of the first contact states. Yeah, we've been seeing them, but when they set up and they was granted permission to set up shop, your state is one of the Boston is one of the hubs. That's why it
yeah,
was so significant with the Boston Tea Party, bro. But we'll get into that later. Let's go.
okay. The southern boundary of Massachusetts Bay was a line 3 English miles on the south part of the said river called the Charles River, or any or of any of every part thereof. So the Charles River is very popular. It's basically the river that you see if you look at the skyline of, not even the skyline. If you look at most pictures of Boston and you see water,
Uh
chances
huh.
are chances are that's the Charles River in front of our skyscrapers. We've really only got like two
Okay.
skyscrapers, two or three of them.
And Charles was the king at the time over there. So
That
that's
got to
why
be him.
they're naming
Yep.
things in dedication of him. Because they
Yep.
owe him money. Remember, all these people coming over here owe
Mm.
King Charles a debt, or either they owe King James a debt. One out
Mm.
the two kings. Because you had two kings at this time.
Wow. And you know
All
what?
right?
I don't know if you remember this, but a few years ago, the woke culture, and I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it was the way to identify it. They was basically trying to change and tear down statues and change place names and stuff like that. Do you remember that time where they
Yeah,
was trying to?
definitely. A bunch of
Oh,
statues down. They took flags down from a certain places and all of that. Yeah, yeah. They took
so,
the Confederate flag down here in
but you
South
see the
Carolina.
problem with that, bro. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff over here that's named after that history. You can't. It's gonna be so hard to pick and choose. You're gonna have to change like
Correct.
75% of the names of everything.
Correct. Correct. Now, see, that was the whole key. Once they start destroying history, they can rewrite it.
Yeah.
You feel
They,
me? No, they told you all American Indians died from smallpox or died from some disease. But now here we see in the 1600s, the American Indians still here.
mm,
So how did they all die off? No. All y'all peoples was dying off who was coming over here. Y'all was dying off. Y'all life expectancy was only 1.5 to 3 years.
mm,
So now when you look at the life expectancy rate, now you got to say, who are really these people that's coming over here, bro?
mm.
You feel me?
Okay. Yeah.
And this is in their stories. If you look it up, the life expectancy rate from what they wrote, dog, they will tell you 1 to 2 years because of the swamp, the mosquitoes. They will bring up yellow fever, malaria. You know what I mean? Which we have malaria over here, yellow fever. We had that over here. It's a different type of malaria than what's over there. You know what I mean? That's one thing you got to understand. Malaria has categories. Okay? So we got to understand if they see the same symptoms, what they see in another place, they're going to categorize it as malaria,
Mm-hmm.
even though they could be two different type of things. And that's what we see now. You see that there's two different types of matter of fact, more than two types of malaria.
Okay. All right.
All
We're
right.
almost done with this.
So,
This line, go ahead. All right.
no, no, go.
This line was found to conflict with the northern boundary of the grant to the Plymouth settlers from the Council for New England in 1629. And in 1664, a compromise boundary line was agreed upon as shown by the oblique line commencing near Scituate, which was a tribe, on the coast. Connecticut, which was a tribe, disputed the boundary line as established by Massachusetts, which was another tribe. The present boundary between the two states was settled in 1713. So this is a look at the book
So
that the
now
map
what you're
comes from.
seeing, dog, you're seeing that these people are coming and causing problems between American Indian chieftains.
Okay, why you say that?
You just saw it. They dividing
Now,
up two chieftains line because one chieftain decide to help them out and the other chieftain like, nah, fuck that. Who the fuck is these people? When you dig deep in the story, you will see that that was going on. And boy, when trade came about, that even sparked more of a feud
mm,
because now we are the wholesalers because we are the captors of these animal furs and shit you need and resources you need. But now it's about who is producing the most to sell to get bigger. So now it's like, yo, okay, uh, damn, my chieftain got stronger than yours. Boy, these boys offering us guns for deer fur. Well, shit, fuck
mm-hmm.
it, man. We gotta go to this chieftain, this French people, and be like, yo, y'all can give us guns for these beaver furs. You know what I mean? Goddamn. So this is
Right,
where
the
the
trade. Yeah,
problem
that's right.
comes in
Yeah,
at, bro.
yeah.
Word. This is how the whole problem start at right here, bro. Go ahead.
Huh. No, that's it. Oh, here's the White Hills, which is really the White Mountains. The map exists in two early states. The first version is shown here. Okay, and then what we got on this next picture? The ships coming into the bay past the Cape right there. I see it in Yarmouth. Okay, Cape Cod. The arrival of more
Notice
settlers.
the current is flowing this way. If you notice, they got their sails out. So if they sails out, that means the wind is blowing this way. So it's winter
Okay.
time during the time of all this. It's going in the winter when the tide changes in the Atlantic.
Mm,
Look
okay.
at their sails. They
Yeah.
sails wide open, bro. So and the water's coming this way.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't even have looked at that, but that's right.
Mm-hmm.
The arrival of more settlers from England, blown into the distinctively curled bay on ships and directed by the compass rose pointing north at the bottom of the map, hence at the inevitable eclipse of the indigenous names and ways of life. The distinctive horizontal stippling shows the sea follows the grain of woodblock. Okay.
Oh, damn, I ain't even I get to read that and I just explained that just now. They say that they was blown in. They was blown in.
Mm,
So all they had to do,
just
man, we just need to
disembark
catch
and then
this
flow
current.
right over. Yeah.
Yeah, we just need to catch this current, open the sails up, and we gonna flow right on in.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what that said just now.
And that is, you know what, from their perspective, that is exactly because I don't, we don't look at the map like this. You may not recognize it, but now, like Massachusetts is it's like a cavity where, hold on, let me bring it up. You see, this is really over here. It's like a cavity. You flow right into it.
Right.
What is this called?
You
What
flow,
would we call
you
this?
flow right on into that. The Cape Cod.
There got to be a name for the way this is shaped,
That
though.
hook, that hook, the elbow, you flow right on into that, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
You flow right on into that. And if you get in the inside of that, then you good.
yeah, yeah,
You feel me? Because you got
yeah.
a body of land. Don't let the map fool you with this little small body, but you got a big body of land that's stopping the current.
Protecting.
So you can
Yeah,
dock. You can
right,
dock in the inside of that.
right, right. Yeah.
And if you scroll up a little bit on your map, scroll up a little bit. No, I mean down. Scroll down some more on your map. If you go right below that, you see them islands right up underneath Boston.
Uh-huh.
If they got in those channels, they was able to just coast on in too.
Yeah.
Because the water different. The current is different because it's hitting up against a body of land.
Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm.
Only a fisherman, a person who fish and that's out there will notice. Or a person
Right.
who sails, you know what I mean, or who deal with ships. But you will notice, you see that low ass crease. It looked like a low ass crease right down at the bottom of Cape Cod. But that low ass crease right there was a major entry point.
Mm. And you know what? I'm noticing that these cavities is where they always put a major city. So look, like this one right here. Boom. Boston,
Mhm.
right? Right in there.
Right.
Right in this loop. And then the same thing up here. Bing, right here,
Right.
right into Providence, right there. And then
All
over
they
here.
colonies was close to war, bro. You know why? Because if any rebellion broke out with the American Indians, they had to get the fuck up on
Oh,
out
that's
and
right.
get back on the
Look,
water.
hey Darvish, you're right. I should know that. Boston Harbor. We call it the harbor. Yep, that's right, harbor. Okay, Darvish got it. And same thing here
Yeah,
through the
that
Long
became a
Island
harbor
Sound.
labor. That became a harbor labor. But harboring, yes, I understand. That's how he got his name, harboring. Because it harbor people. Yes, it harbor ships.
A
Fact.
sheltered body of water where ships can anchor safely or a safe refuge.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
Yeah, we call it
Facts.
the Boston
So
Harbor.
it is a harboring place. Correct. Correct.
Park the car in the Hobbit Yard. That's one of the accent jokes.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, that was it. That was the end of the article. And this is another
Now
look
you
at.
see how this current is rolling on the map. You see where the ships are at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just look at the description of the current. Scroll down some.
Oh, this is a no, those are the
Yeah.
references.
All right. So you see how the currents are going? Oh no, no, no. Oh,
I
damn.
got you. I got you. Hold on.
Oh, you blew it up some. Not that one. Not that picture. It was the next one that you had just showed just now.
I know, I'm trying to get
Go
the other
back to
one for
that.
you
Go back
from the
to that.
top.
Go back to that map that you were showing just now. The same one, right there, right there. So all the white parts are land masses. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the water. At the way they describe in the water, how the current is going. Some of that shit, some of the currents, they get caught in the wrong current. It'll take them up. It'll take them down. You know what I mean? Look at the currents now.
Mm.
So that's why it's key in knowing what time of the year that they say they was coming, because we know that the Atlantic Ocean changes directions during a certain time of the year. Like right now, it's hurricane season coming up for us. All the current, a motherfucker can jump in the sailboat from Africa right now, and they might make it across here if they don't hit the Bermuda Triangle or nothing like that. If they make it through the storms, they can sail right over here.
Right.
And we can leave from Boston, and that current will push us straight on to England or to Europe.
Let
But
me
in
see.
other times of the year, it's going reverse.
Oh, they call it the Gulf Stream. Do they call it the
Yes,
Gulf
so it's
Stream?
going reverse. So in the wintertime, I can jump off the coast of South Carolina and my goddamn sailor take me straight to Africa if I can make it, because the current
Mm-hmm.
is flowing that way. They
Mm.
didn't know these things in no 14, 1600s, 17, 18,
I
1900s.
think
They
they
didn't
did
know
know.
these
Nah,
things.
they knew. They knew. They knew.
No, they
The
didn't know.
Portuguese
You know
knew.
why?
They
Because the
knew,
weather
bruh.
would change. The weather would change sometimes. So they didn't know. They didn't know about this, bro.
Bro, but they got
This is
nautical.
new. This is
They,
new. This is new
OTK,
history. This
man.
is new finds.
I'm trying to tell you, they got nautical maps from like the 1400s, bro.
But 1300s, you definitely would have no nautical maps of the Atlantic.
So you saying the Portuguese didn't have nautical maps of the Atlantic?
They did not have no nautical maps of the
Oh
Atlantic. I'm
man.
talking about coming across here through the Atlantic. Nobody
But
did,
the
bro.
okay.
Now you can show me something otherwise. Hey, I'm down for it, bro.
So this is
The
a map of
Knights
the
Templars,
current.
the Knights Templars is one of the only ones I can say after studying their research from their maps and the shit that they drew, they was close as fuck. And they might have made it over here to South America, bro. They was close as fuck with their maps. And these are the maps that Christopher got hold to. His daddy. Because
Mm.
they was in Italy. His daddy was in Italy now. Remember now, Christopher, regardless if that's his name or not, he's from Italy.
You see this right here. Settlement in early. Ah, this map is so small. Okay.
Yeah.
Origins of Massachusetts Puritans. So we got
That's
the
your
route
1619 story.
16. Okay. They got here
Mhm.
1620.
Yeah. They came straight across from
20,000
the top, bro. They came straight across from the top.
to West Indies too, to
It
Virginia,
was
Maryland.
wintertime when they came.
East Anglia. So origins of Massachusetts Puritans. East Anglia,
Hmm.
Norfolk, Suffolk, Essex, Hartford County. So that's Boston. That's near New Hampshire. That's in Connecticut. West Country, they came from Wiltshire, Hampshire, Dorset,
Wilshire. Yeah, Wilshire.
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire. Yorkshire. Yeah. Yeah, all of these are United Kingdom,
Look. Okay,
Great
look at
Britain type
Boston.
names. Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at the old
England, pretty
Boston.
much. Pretty much, this is England at the time. This is before Europe became Europe. So all of this is England.
Yeah,
Yeah, all this is England at the time. It's
they got
before all this became Europe. So all this will be just
all these
England.
names.
Like
We got
they pretty much they own island, a continent that's a continental island, man. Like, damn, England was crazy the way it was, but it was connected. It was connected to the Iberian Peninsula, but that motherfucker was separated. It was almost like a peninsula island type shit, man. From what the early maps say. From what the early maps say. Now, how it really was, I don't know. And that's
this.
another thing we gotta understand, man. Um, catastrophic events changes the landscape of your land. How we know, we see this from hurricanes, tornadoes, and natural disasters, earthquakes, stuff that's uncontrollable. We see it changes the landscape.
Oh man, This shit got everything in it. I can't even. This is gonna take forever to read this.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh,
But
what
oh
Darvis
man,
said, you can't travel across the jet stream without a motor. Yes, you can. You can travel with a sail. You just got to make sure you stay up out of the spinning jet stream, which is called the Bermuda Triangle. That's why shit end up missing. But if you find out how to dodge that shit and you island hop, which they started doing, they was island hopping to where they started building up spots on these islands that say, yo, we can stop. You know what I mean? We can get some food or something like that, and then we can keep on going. This is what they started doing when it was traveling for sales and commerce. Not no slave shit, for sales. To get that gold that they was printing over here that they found, to get that rubber, to get the food, the spices, and all of that back to Europe. This is what they did. Because their very first trip with Christopher, so-called Christopher, a lot of the American Indians died, and all of the stuff that they brought from over here, all of them shit went bad. So when they came back, the American Indians showed them the uses of salt. So this is how they learn how to preserve things on their travel, with salt.
all right.
I mean,
So we just did an hour of the reading. This is part 2 to the video. It's like 20 minutes left for the Golden Age of Piracy. So I'm gonna kick back, let the video play. I know Darvis is here, and probably end this at like 2 hours. I'm not gonna go too long. Just want to get through this video, and y'all could chop it up. If you want to chime in, you can chime in. You already know. Let's see what Darvis got. Yo, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
All right, you want to say something, Darvis?
All right, cool. What I was saying is, we understand. Once you understand how the jet stream work, you cannot travel from England directly across the Atlantic Ocean. You have to follow the jet stream. You have to go down through that part of Europe, down through Africa, and you got to catch the stream coming back across to the Americas, mainly through South America. Then it runs up along the corner, along the edge of America,
Mm-hmm.
and then it goes back out towards England. That would make England such a valuable landmark. Same thing as the Caribbean and West Coast of Africa.
You talking about this?
The jet streams.
Yeah, I got it on the screen.
Yeah, matter of fact,
Make it
yeah, that's
bigger.
one of them. So if we pay attention to the jet stream, you can't just go from, say, the fucking Caribbean to Africa. They got to travel all the way around. And you catch the stream wherever you want to catch it. Now, you want to go to further up, I mean, you can bear off, but you got to run with the streams because you didn't have a motherfucking motor. You're dealing with the
but
jet
them
stream, the
streams
air, the
change
wind.
during a certain time of the year.
Nah, nah,
Yeah, they do.
no,
Yeah,
they
they
always
do.
there. Man, the ocean don't never
I,
change. Think about it now. You trying
yeah,
to
the
say they go
ocean
from?
does
I just
change
said,
currents.
cool. So you trying to say that
Hold
the
on,
jet
Dollars.
stream?
Hold on. Let me make my question. Hold on, Dollars. Hold up. Listen, during what I'm saying is, during this part of the year right now, what we call hurricane season, the current is flowing from Africa way. I'm using Africa way because that's the most eastern continent right now. It's flowing from Africa this way. In the wintertime, that current changes from us going to Africa. Do you agree?
No, that's cap. No, I don't agree with
All
that.
right. Well, Jay, can you pull that up, Jay, for us real quick?
Yeah. What you want me to
Thank you.
ask? What you want me to type?
Just ask, does the Atlantic Ocean change current directions?
No, the jet stream. The jet stream go opposite. Go from
No. It
east.
ain't no jet stream. They call Gulf streams,
Yeah,
bro. It ain't no jet streams.
It's saying, listen, tomato. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. We talk about wind. You talk
All right. So
about water movement.
I'm
The wind
calling them.
dictates it. Yeah. So the
All right.
wind
So
dictates the goddamn movement. So the jet stream, Gulf Stream, the way the
I'm
water
calling
rolls.
them
But the
currents.
wind
All
rolls the
right.
same
So
fucking way because of the jet stream.
yeah. All right. So I'm
All
just
right, cool.
calling
You
them
can't just check a
currents.
guard like that.
All right, but chill
Cool.
it.
Nah, so now what I'm saying is
What
this,
question
okay?
do we need to ask? What
It
question
don't
Was
do
really
we
it?
need
matter.
to ask so we can
I
It
got
find
don't
it.
out?
really
I
matter
got
what
it.
you want to ask. What I'm saying is the way the current move, it moves like that all year, constantly. That's the way the current
No, it
moves.
doesn't. No, it
You
doesn't.
trying to say
No, it
the
doesn't.
water go from motherfucking
Hey,
America
read
to
that
Africa
OTK.
in the
Read that
wintertime?
OTK.
All right, cool, man.
Hold on. Hey, OTK, read that.
Blow it up a little bit bigger.
All right, how's that?
Yes, it was entirely possible to sail directly from England to Massachusetts. However, it was not always the intended route. So that letting you know the current changes.
No, that's not what the fuck they saying,
Hold
nigga.
up.
That's not what they saying.
Hey, Jay, what is
We
that
talking about
saying?
the jet
Read it.
stream,
Read
king,
it. Just
or the
read
Gulf
it.
Stream.
Read that.
Hold
Read
up,
that.
hold up, hold up, hold up.
Go
The
back to that map you
Pilgrims, the
showed us
famous
now.
Mayflower, like I said, sailed from England. And they wanted to sail to Virginia. However, severe storms and rough seas blew them off course and they landed in Massachusetts. That's what I told you, Jay. They was trying to get to
All right, cool.
Jamestown. The
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. You
Puritans,
finished?
later colonists, planned to sail directly to Massachusetts. Governor John Winthrop, which we got a Winthrop College down there, led a fleet of 11 ships. They sailed directly from England and successfully arrived in Massachusetts Bay Colony. The
Cool, but
ship
they said,
used
yeah,
hold on, Darvis,
go ahead, man.
chill
Go
out.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead,
The
go ahead, go ahead.
ship used the ocean's natural currents and wind
Keep on.
to ride the Canary Current south near Africa, and
I'm
then
a fucking
use the
god,
trade
nigga.
winds to
Like I
push
said,
them
don't worry about
west
checking the
across.
guard. Just follow what I'm saying. You had to go down through Africa, King. God damn.
Darvis, don't
You shot
switch the
yourself with your own
conversation
shit, my
right
nigga.
now, bro.
I
Stop,
know, but look what it says,
stop.
King. That what it said, the
Darvis,
route.
what
You had to go down through Africa, nigga.
All right, what is this saying then, Darvis? What is this saying?
That they left from motherfucking Massachusetts. I was screaming, they left from New England with the Massachusetts.
No,
cool,
bro,
nigga. They said they left from England. Cool. I said they left from England and went to Massachusetts. But I'm saying that you had to go follow the jet stream.
No.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't saying it can't be done, but I said you got to go down through Africa and come around through the islands and come back up like that, King. You got to go with the jet stream. Our map just been on the motherfucking screen just now.
No, bro. No, it didn't say
come
that.
on, man.
They didn't have to go down.
Say, man, listen, man, you trying to critique me, man. Now you ain't hear my whole thought.
Hey,
that shit is not true, my nigga.
Jay, can you bring up where the Canary Islands are at? Can you show them that the Canary Islands are off the west coast of Africa and they're not south of Africa?
Yeah,
man, just bring the map back up again.
Yeah,
look,
the Canary Islands are right there, dog. They at the top of Africa. So they roll a current from there all the way to
look where the current going, though. Look at the arrows in the fucking current, nigga. It's still going down through Africa and across with the jet stream, nigga, to the goddamn the Canary, not the Canary, excuse me, to the motherfucking West Indies. They come up the goddamn East Coast of America, like I said, nigga. I ain't lying.
So all of this,
look at the map, it's right there.
Right
do the map. Listen. No, listen.
Damn,
no,
man.
because you cut me off, man.
Man.
Goddamn. Man, you cut me off and try to critique me with some way. I don't know where you get that from. You come and try to critique me, King.
So you know what? Maybe
I
they
just
did.
asked you a question, man. But you always yelling and shit.
I know because I'm trying to get a point out. I know, but you gotta let me get my point out and then ask the question. It's rules of this shit, nigga. That's how you have a conversation.
Hold on, we gotta ask another question.
No, you don't never follow no fucking rules of conversation.
Man, why the fuck you talking to me, man? Wait, real talk, but nigga.
All right,
we were having a regular conversation. You cut me off. You ain't hear my whole thought.
Chill out, bro. Chill out, man.
No,
Don't
you
tell
chill
me
out,
why
man.
I talk to you, bro.
That's the fuck.
Chill out,
Yes,
man.
that's what I'm
Chill
telling
out,
you.
man.
Yes,
Chill
that's what the
out,
fuck
bro.
I'm saying.
Chill out, man.
No,
You're
no,
not
you
no
chill out,
god, man.
man.
Chill out, bro. Chill out, man. Chill out. Chill
My
out with that
nigga.
shit.
No,
Yeah,
man.
but
Listen,
chill out
man.
with
Listen,
that
man.
shit, dog.
Listen,
Chill out with that
listen,
shit, dog.
no. Listen, man,
The
King.
fuck?
Bro, listen, man. I know we on YouTube or where the fuck. Or whatever. I mean, it's cool YouTube shit. But, bro, chill.
Man, dog, fuck this
All right.
YouTube shit. What you, man, come on,
Say that.
cuz. Dog, we
All right,
grown
cool.
ass men.
Say no more. Say no more.
We
Say no more.
grown ass men.
Say no more.
Damn.
Unlike the rest of them, my nigga, we
I
see each
come
other on a
underneath
regular
your
basis, my
shed.
nigga.
When we meet up in person, dog, we had these same conversations. You don't never get like this.
Yo,
Man, this is
let's
what
read
I'm
this.
saying,
Read this.
nigga.
Who want to read this?
Man, you know what, man? I'm gonna go ahead and fall back,
I'll
man.
read it. I'll read
because
it. I'll
I
be
ain't trying to
neutral.
go to prison the rest of my fucking life behind this jokey shit, my nigga. I'm just trying to make a goddamn statement, my nigga. You cut me off in the middle of my statement, ask me a question. Yes, I said I ain't trying. Yes, nigga. Yes, we grown.
All
Yeah,
right, so
this ain't YouTube, my nigga.
All right, here we go.
Go to prison. Get
yes, nigga. Because that's where this shit end up going at for nothing. You making this shit more than what the fuck you trying to make it. I'm in the middle of making a statement.
Do you think sometimes your mouth making more than what it is?
No, my nigga.
Do you think your mouth making more than what it is sometimes?
No. Man,
all
listen,
right,
man.
then, so you can
Let
never
me
be
get back to
wrong.
this goddamn.
So
Listen,
you
man.
can
How the
never
fuck
be
I'm wrong? No, I say I'm not wrong about this. You ready to ask the question? I already shot that down. Let me finish what I'm about to say, King, before I forget about it. And then you ask any question you want to ask. It ain't hard. Once I say what I got to say, my nigga, then you understand where I'm coming from. Then you can question where I'm coming from. I stand on everything I say. I don't rewrite, retwist, or reword a motherfucking thing. Peace. What I'm saying is this. The current goes a certain way.
Damn, bro.
Do I? He's out threatening you.
All right, y'all want me to read the answer to the prompt or what?
Man, you know, man, I'm listening. Peace to the gods and the goddesses, man.
All right, here we go. Let's see what it said, because I asked it. What the fuck? Why you leave? What's wrong with y'all? That shit wasn't even that deep, man. God damn. All right, y'all. All right, I'm gonna read this. So it says I asked it, when you say they used the canary current and simultaneously that they were able to travel directly from England to Massachusetts, how is that possible? Right? Because I'm trying to understand how are both things possible, or is there a misunderstanding or something? It says that is an excellent catch. You are completely right to point out that contradiction. Taking the southern route via the Canary Current is not a direct route to Massachusetts. It is a massive detour. Here is the correction and clarification on how ships actually traveled. All right. The two different routes or routes. Ships had to choose between speed and safety depending on the season and the ship's condition, which is what OTK was saying right there. The direct route, which is the northern route. Ships sailed straight west from the North Atlantic past Ireland. This was a direct line to New England, but required sailing against the prevailing westerly winds in the Gulf Stream. It was shorter in distance, but incredibly rough, dangerous, and physically grueling. The Puritans took a version of this harder, more direct northern route to reach Massachusetts quickly. So the Puritans did take this route, even though it was more difficult. And then it says the detour route, which is the southern route. Ships sailed south from England to the Canary Islands off Africa, caught the trade winds west to the Caribbean, and then turned north up the American coast. This is what Darvis was saying. This route used the natural circle of ocean currents, the North Atlantic gyre. It was thousands of miles longer, but the winds were highly predictable and much safer for heavily loaded or less agile ships. So why the confusion? The phrase sailing directly can mean two different things in maritime history. Geographically, sailing in a straight line across the ocean. That's direct. Politically direct. Sailing from an English port straight to an English colony without stopping at foreign ports or making a commercial trade stop along the way. So, two different directs. One is geographically direct in a straight line, the other is going from England to the colony. The Puritans managed both. They sailed politically direct, using the geographically direct northern route, which is going past Ireland right to Massachusetts. The Mayflower attempted a middle Atlantic route, but was battered by storms before ending up in Massachusetts. Okay, so they were both right. So y'all got into a fight when y'all was both right. Come on, man. Y'all got into a fight and y'all was both right, Darvis. OTK. Got into a fight and y'all both right. So just because the current is pushing against doesn't mean it's not possible. It just means it's more difficult. The Puritans did it. It's shorter, obviously, but it's just more grueling. But they said the Puritans did it with the Mayflower. So I don't understand what that was about. That got to be something extra. That ain't got nothing to do with this goddamn topic. I ain't gonna be here all night, man. You want to end and say anything, Darvis? Before I end this, I was gonna play the video. I might still play the video. Fuck it, and just relax. Play the goddamn video.
Mic check, mic check.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.
Listen, man. This is what I was saying, right? You told me I'm gonna let Darvis come in and get his spill on the thing what's going on. Correct?
Yep.
All right, cool. So I came in, I was talking about the jet screen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In the middle of where I'm trying to get my thought out, you stop and be like, well, it's not a jet screen, it's a golf screen. And we straighten that out. And I try to get back to the thing. And I was saying you can't sail directly from England because you're not just crossing one jet screen, you're crossing two of them.
Was that true though?
All right, cool. Huh? Yeah.
No, that's not true though.
I understand what you see on Google because that's the story the boy said. But these Puritans, now these people are being sent on missionaries from the church. All right, the church owned all the property down south along Europe and along Africa, and most of it coming up the goddamn islands. They own all the property.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it would make no sense for them boys to insure a ship that's most likely going to get knocked the fuck over by a storm, going opposite of the jet screen. It's a sailboat now. Maybe once you done got the motherfucking motors in there, you can do that. That's why I said in the chat, without motors. Now, by the time you get in the 17, I mean, maybe in the 1800s, you can goddamn put a motor in that motherfucker and shoot across that like that. But no, you got to go with the wind. You in a sailboat.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some sailboat had oars or whatever, I mean. People could roll, I guess, on the bottom, but let's be honest. You as the Catholic Church, you wouldn't fund no journey going against wind that was going most likely in a disaster. Your whole ship going.
What it
Most of
said
these
though
ships,
is
I mean, they're owned by captains. Most of the captains and the crews own their ship.
what
And
it
they
said
going
though.
subcontracting. And I understand what you say it said, according to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
But you ain't see no Puritans saying that they went against the motherfucking grain like that in a ship they had to rent.
Yeah, they said apparently it wasn't the intention, but they got knocked off their course.
Yeah, so now different now. You get caught up in a fucking storm, that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, storm gonna do whatever the fuck it could do with you. Ask Gilligan.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm not
And
talking
it
about
also
that. I'm talking
said,
about
but see,
normal.
but this is why I'm saying y'all both right though,
Your
because
phone breaking up.
my phone's breaking up. It might be yours. it said that it wasn't even their intended.
It must be my YouTube or something.
Yeah, it might be yours. Go ahead though. I just think y'all are both correct. Mic check.
All right, mic check, mic check. I hear you now. I hear you said y'all both correct, but I ain't hear the rest of that.
No,
The
because
mic was going down.
from what I said, from what I read, it seemed like it was saying it wasn't. They didn't even end up where they was trying to go. It's the storm that pushed them off course. They probably were taking that Canary route, but it's the storm that actually detoured the route and brought them to Massachusetts.
And cool. And listen, and I agree with you when you said that. I didn't disagree with that. I agree that a storm could do something like that because of the fucking storm on the water. I mean, now and chasing away from a motherfucking storm during a hurricane or something big enough like that, it can change wind direction and all like it's a storm. It may push your ass any fucking way, so that can happen. But I'm saying normally, these people who was part of this so-called Roman Empire was Catholic Church. These people got ships, real ships, and real sailors that have been sailing the ocean for a long time. You got Moors that was sailing these oceans a long time. You got Mayans that was selling these oceans for a long, Phoenicians that was selling these oceans for a long time. Everybody got one thing in common in their story. They come up in the islands. They come down through Africa. They come up in the islands. It was a big fallout when the church divided the land between what we call now Spain and we call now Portugal because of the jet stream. That was one of the main fallouts.
All right, so we got to figure out how John Winthrop and his 11 ship fleet got directly from England to Boston, because that's what it's saying. The Pilgrims are the one that meant to go to Virginia and got knocked to Massachusetts, but these Puritans, they're saying these Puritans and John Winthrop and 11 ships came directly from England, past Ireland to Massachusetts. So we got
They
to
probably
figure
went
out.
from English port to English port. Remember the word directly.
But how they do that though?
From port to port because they own damn near everything
No,
in that route.
no. But how they get from England to Massachusetts directly?
Remember what the word direct mean? We just went over there a minute ago. It can mean from English port to English port.
No,
and we talk about pilgrims too now. We got remember now, a pilgrim is something different. They ain't just a regular Englishman. A pilgrim is somebody taking a pilgrimage to a holy land.
No, they got here.
All they're doing is a pilgrim.
So there's two directs: geographically direct and politically direct. It's saying they got here geographically direct.
Cool, and I was saying cap. Maybe they had a motor.
No problem.
I agree to disagree.
All
Based on my experience dealing with water.
Let's see what it says. It says, "What's up, Kareem? I see you. To sail geographically directly from England to Massachusetts, ships had to brave the Great Circle route across the North Atlantic, navigating directly against the prevailing westerly winds in the Gulf Stream. Instead of riding the gentle circular currents of the South, captains used a method called beating to windward to force their way straight across the ocean. The route, the Great Circle, the shortest distance between England and New England on the globe, curved slightly north. Ships would depart southwest England, like in Plymouth or Southampton, sail past the southern coast of Ireland, and head due west across the open Atlantic. They aimed for the Grand Banks of Newfoundland, then turned southwest to follow the coastline into Massachusetts Bay. So it sounds like they went. Damn, I need to see a map. Is there a map of this route? Is there an nautical map of this route they took so we can see exactly? Kareem, we're talking about the Puritans. They used large-scale Portolan charts. If you look up 17th century nautical map of the Atlantic, many originals are preserved in the Library of Congress. Okay. They went south toward Ireland and up to Newfoundland. So it sounded like they went south, then north. Let me see. Newfoundland is hold on. Ireland to Newfoundland. I gotta see where this is. Okay, I see it. So look at this. Let me get this on the screen. This is from a source called the Irish History. So this map right here. Where's Newfoundland? Oh, oh no. So I guess they just went from England, Ireland. Now let me look at that other map to see how the wind is blowing. So this is the other map. It's saying they went from here. Yeah, they would have to push across this North Atlantic drift. They would have to get through that drift. But once they get through this drift, there is a cold wall that pushes from Greenland and will push you from Newfoundland into Massachusetts. So if you could get through that current, that North Atlantic current, there is another smaller current that's going to push you from Newfoundland right to the Americas instead of you having to go all the way down through the past the Canaries, through the Caribbean and up to the Americas. So I don't know. I guess it's if you believe that they could have did that or not, but that's the way I see it, according to what they said. Kareem, what you think, Kareem? Yeah, Kareem's gonna play impartial. I wonder what OTK thinks. I want to hear what he got to say about it. Now that we got more of this evidence and perspectives. OTK, what you think, man? But I mean, this was y'all topic. Y'all could settle this another time. But Darvers, I'm gonna shut it down, bro. I'm gonna shut it down.
Peace, man.
All right, bro. Peace. Yeah, I'm gonna shut it down. I'm a little bit tired. It's hot. I'm about to just kick back and relax. You missed it, Kareem. You missed it. It was a good live though. Nice, short and sweet. Good topic. Cause now I'm gonna start going into, the winds, the currents. Right. Got to start looking at nautical maps. Got to start looking at these nautical maps. Cause let me see. There was one. I saw one. They tried to show me this old one, this 17th century. This one's old though. I didn't seen this so many times. Let me see if I could get a better one. Close this out. Algeria and Switzerland are playing. Who's gonna win? I bet probably the Switzerland. The Europeans gonna beat y'all, Kareem. Y'all gonna lose to the Swiss. They're gonna turn y'all into Swiss cheese, huh? What's the score, Kareem? Who's winning? Who's winning that? Algeria versus Switzerland. Let's see, Newfoundland. Yeah, we got to remember the Earth curves too. Even though we're looking at Switzerland 2-0. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. But yeah, no, Darvis is right. There are these currents, but OTK is also saying it depends on the seasons. But it's saying that they just took the direct route and used a technique called beating westerly or something like that to get through, to push through. So who knows, man? Darvis don't believe it. I could see how it's possible. I can see how it's possible. But all right, man, I'm tired. I ain't even gonna lie, I'm tired. So y'all have a good night. Peace. We close out with this.